Hi, I'm Rich Wyatt. Welcome to GunsmokeGunsTV.com.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1.
That looked good.
Fire.
Welcome, guys, to GunsmokeGunsTV.com. Appreciate you stopping in. Today we want to talk about terrorism. Now, we see terrorism all over the world. We just recently saw the 2 issues, the 2 days of terror in Paris, where they shot 12 and then 6 people. And if you saw it in the video footage, it was pretty outstanding. The disgusting part to me is simply this, that these guys, unfettered, are able to walk down the street, shoot people, shoot a cop, walk up on him as he's rolling around on the ground, already shot, shoot him to finish him off. 2 other police officers ride up on bicycles, and they realize this problem is much more than they can handle, and they ride away on their bicycles. Now, when we see these things happening all over the world, and in Paris and London and all the Ica stands or Becca stands or whatever stands you got going on over there, why do we see those things there? Why do we see these bombings? Why don't we see these things in the United States? We're the people they're mad at, right? The reason we don't see those things in other countries is because Americans, true and good Americans, are carrying guns and knives and other guns. I don't care what gun you're carrying. We've discussed which gun's the best gun for this and the best gun for that. The bottom line is, if you're carrying a gun, the terrorists will leave us alone because they're afraid. Look back to the things that don't get the media attention they should. In Oklahoma, when a guy goes in, pulls out his knife, and beheads a fellow employee, and then starts to stab another employee in the place, the COO of that organization runs into the place with his concealed weapons permit, with his legally carried gun, and shoots the terrorist. Now, this guy had recently converted to Islam and become a Muslim. And you might say to me, oh, you can't say Muslims are terrorists. Yes, I can. Okay? When their book, when their Bible, when the thing that tells them what to do says to kill me and you, that's terrorism. When they're going to go around and exercise that kind of authority over other people, some of them say, well, those are the extremists. Okay, what day will the rest of them become extremists? You want to wait to find out? If they believe it a little bit, what day will they start to believe it a lot? This country, the United States of America, is very new. We're one of the newer countries on the block. We're the new kids on the block. We got all the power, we got all the money, and we're kicking butt. Now, we're not doing as good as we used to, but we're not doing badly. Okay? It's not the end of the world for us yet. But here's the thing. Just as back in the day when the Japanese wanted to attack us, I think the guy's name was Yoshimura or Yoshimoto, I don't remember which one. He said, we can't attack America. They have a rifle behind every blade of grass. Now, I don't know how many of you have traveled overseas, but in my travels overseas and meeting different people in different places, constantly I hear about how Western America, the United States, we've got gunfights in the streets, we've got people carrying guns all over the place. Everywhere you look, there's somebody with a gun. And you know, when I'm sitting at the bar or the restaurant or at the park, wherever I am talking to these people, and when they tell me that stuff, you know what I say? Yes, we do. Everyone has guns. They're all gunned up. It's awesome. You don't like it? Don't come. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up to you guys is I want to encourage those of you that have not been encouraged enough to carry your gun on a full-time basis, to start carrying a gun all the time. Because when this terrorist attack happens, and it's your family, your daughter, your son, your wife, your mother, your niece, nephew, anybody, your neighbor, and they're attacked and they don't have a gun, because maybe they can't have one, I hope that you will have yours. You'll carry it. Now, I wish you'd carry it just because it's the right thing to do. And some of you say, oh, but they're uncomfortable. Well, we tell you, go get the lightweight Wyatt deep cover. That gun's not uncomfortable to carry. Oh, well, it's not powerful enough. Okay, you can think up all the excuses you want in the world. And for those of you that come on and tell me this is bad and that's bad, I understand what you're saying. You don't want to carry a gun, and I wish you wouldn't. For you people that are naysayers and negative people, don't carry a gun. Be the ones that get killed. We've got to have victims, and I'm happy to sign you up. But for those of you that want to be good, solid Americans, do something, man. Get in the fight. Get engaged so when these things come to USA town, wherever you live, you are prepared to deal with it. Now, I'd like you to carry a gun because it's the right thing to do because, man, it's American to carry a gun. And all the excuses you can think up in the world are not going to... Let's talk briefly about those of you that don't want to get a concealed weapons permit because you're going to get on a list, okay? Would you rather be on a list or dead? Would you rather be on a list or permanently injured? Would you rather be on a list or emotionally scarred because you watched someone close to you, someone you loved, get brutally raped and there's nothing you can do about it but sit around and wait for them to finish? Now, that's brutally honest, okay? To take a knife like this is a wicked cool ProTech knife. These are phenomenal. Some states you can't have them, some you can because they're switchblades, but they're awesome, okay? To take something like this and to behead a fellow employee and then just start stabbing another woman because you switched over to Islam, those people are walking around. They're in your office. They're next door to you. They're all over the place. We don't protect our borders. We're not rock solid. So what do we do to keep this country safe? Look, I know our military is fantastic. I know law enforcement in the United States is unbelievable what they do. I mean, I'm not saying they're perfect. I'm just saying they're unbelievable. They do a great job. But they can't be there 24/7 all the time. Really, by the time you call the authorities, it's too late. You need to be in there taking action. Just like this hero did in Oklahoma, the COO of the company. The chief operating officer ran in with his concealed weapon and saved the day. Now, he didn't save the first two. He couldn't. I'm sure if he could have, he would have. I'm sure if he'd known, he'd have done something about it because this was obviously a very stand-up guy. But the second he could take action, he did, at risk of his own life and his own peril, because by the time the cops got there, they didn't know who was doing the shooting. They didn't know if it was a bad guy doing the shooting or a good guy. He could have been taken out, but he risked it all doing the right thing. Now, we've had terrorist attacks here before, okay? We've had the World Trade Center. You can't stop that with a gun. They hit us with planes, our own planes. They did try to blow up the World Trade Center one time before. We've had presidents that stood up, you know, Bill Clinton, that said, I will find out who attacked the USS Cole. I will not tolerate this. And he didn't do one thing about it. He was very busy, had other very important things going on. He was worried about what Monica Lewinsky was doing or maybe who she was doing. But you know what? As much as I dislike what Bill Clinton did, boy, would I like to have him back. Be a lot better than it is right now. Folks, we're in deep trouble. Please, do what parts you can to help fix and rebuild America. And we do that by being prepared. Just like when you're in the Boy Scouts, always be prepared. Always be prepared with your pistol. I don't care what you carry. I don't care if you're carrying a 1911. I don't care what you're carrying, but carry something. A knife's not enough, folks. Really, to be honest with you, I've carried a knife all my adult life. You know what I do with these knives? I open boxes and I cut cigars. That's what I do with knives. And a couple times, I've cut myself and had to go to the hospital and get stitched up. These things are dangerous, but they're still cool. That's why I keep one around. But folks, this isn't the tool because you got to get too close. This is the tool you want. This is the tool you want to be able to defend yourself. Think of how we started in America. We fed ourselves, we put food on the table with rifles and shotguns. We defended ourselves with handguns in this country when we first started out. When other countries said they were going to attack us, like the British, we fought back, and no one would have bet that America, that farmers and ranchers could beat out the British, the big armies of the British, but we did it. These are single-cell, lone wolf terrorists that are out there. And as long as they're afraid, and you might say, well, they're not afraid. As soon as they die, they're going to get 70 virgins, and they're going to do that. Okay, go take your Hornet ammunition, dip it in some pig's oil. So you got bacon fat? Just stick it right in there. Just coat it with a little bacon grease. Put that right on there. They don't get the virgins when they got the bacon on the inside. Okay? They don't like that? Too bad. You know what? The Catholics never tried to kill me. The Christians never tried to kill me. The Jews didn't try to kill me. None of these other religions, the Buddhists don't try to kill me. None of these other peoples come around trying to kill me. But these Muslims, they seem to be attacking on a regular basis, a regular and consistent basis. And then they blame it on the extremists. Well, you know what? If you're a Muslim and you think what I'm saying is wrong, then go out and stop these extremists. Go out and stop them yourself. You go out and fix it. You know they're going to do it before we do. And if you guys aren't willing to step up to the plate and take care of your own, then I don't know who will. If we have somebody that goes rogue in America, we fix it here. We don't tolerate it. We didn't tolerate Ted Bundy. We don't tolerate serial killers. We don't tolerate these people. We take them as soon as we find them, and we do the best we can to stop them. So please, out there in America today, take the energy to be sure to put your gun on every single morning. Every single morning. Now, I know I'm going to take some heat for saying these things, and some of you are going to write me things like, oh, I'm unsubscribing. Don't bother writing. Don't go away mad. Just go away. Because I'm always going to tell you what I think. I'm Rich Wyatt. Thank you for watching GunsmokeGunsTV.com. Please carry a gun. If I see you and I come up and say hello to you and we're talking, we're having a great time, I'm going to ask if you're carrying a gun. Don't look sheepishly at me. Stand up strong like a man. Thank you.
Action.
Yes! Yes!
Rolling. Chris, you good? You good?
Chris!
Yep. Okay. And action. Sweet.
That worked better than I thought it would,
Me too.
honestly.
1 second.
Okay.
Rolling.
1 second.
Stand by.
How tight are you?
Me?
How's
Oh,
on?
We're on just his face and the ejector essentially. And
Yeah,
then
I'm-
lots of blue sky though.
I'm like here.
Okay.
Robert,
Thank you.
you good?
Yeah.
Okay, you good, Dan?
Yep.
Okay, and action. Okay, cut.
Part of what's happening to everybody is you're learning not to be nervous. We're putting pressure on you. What's the pressure of this? What's the pressure for Ronnie up there right now?
Everybody watching.
Everybody's watching. If he fails, we know that he sucks. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. prove me
Shooter
wrong.
ready. Stand by.